Good morning friends and welcome to the pre-market view. Friends, we have nice rally coming up in the global markets and yesterday also we saw that US markets were up anywhere from 0.25 to almost 0.75%. Nasdaq in particular was up 0.75% and even European markets were up about 0.4 to about 0.75%. And just to put things in perspective, both Europe and US markets are near their 3 months high, which reflects the overall optimism in the equity markets. This rally is triggered by two factors, friends. One is the ECB backed bond program, whereby there is a feel that the bond yields will continue to remain at a lower level, and now even Germany is backing this plan. And the other factor is that the earnings season, which is progressing, has done extremely well. And even yesterday we saw that Cognizant that came out with numbers actually beat the estimates, and the next quarterly guidance which they have given at 4.5% quarter-on-quarter growth is definitely positive and much better than what market was looking at. The only point of concern at this point of time that we see is that the crude price has actually shot up to almost $109, so which will have some bearing on our markets. And when we look at the flows, it continues to be robust in the cash market. FIIs were biased to the tune of 556 crore, and domestic institutions were marginal sellers to the tune of 4 crore. On that note, let me invite Shaival to take us through important F&OQs and the possible strategies.
Friends, before moving on to the data of the futures and options, I'd like to bring to your focus that the FIIs were net buyer of around 1000 crore in yesterday's trade, and we have been seeing that the markets are not able to give a clear direction. And we have been trading into a very narrow range, but what we have seen is that the stock specific action has been taking place in the market, and even FIs were around net buyer of around more than 1000 crores in stock futures. So that has been indicating even their focus has been shifting to the stock specific front rather than the index specific front. Now what we have seen in yesterday's trading session is that around 1 lakh shares were added in open interest with a decrease in the cost of carry, which has been indicating some fresh short positions were accumulated above 5300 level. We have seen that Nifty future during the course of the day, it was able to surpass 5300 levels, but it was unable to hold that, and it has finally closed below that. The PCR ratio has cooled off marginally to 1.08, whereas the implied volatility has seen an uptick by say around 0.30 to 0.70 percentage, which has been indicating that market would continue to remain uncertain and selling pressure would emerge at higher levels. On the strike specific front, 5300 and 5400 call option has seen a good activity, followed by 5600 call, whereas on the lower side 5200 and 5100 put option has seen a good activity. Also we have seen that the Nifty has got stuck in range of around say 5180 on the lower side and 5250 5280 on the higher side. So this is where the major concentration of the open interest has been taking place, because of which the markets have got stuck. The VWAP is still 5300, we are unable to surpass it, so 5300 on closing basis would remain a stop loss for the short positions those are holding. From the intraday perspective, we have identified 3 stocks. Maruti is looking pretty good, and so one can go long on Maruti with support of 1114. Adani Power can be shorted from intraday perspective with resistance of 44 rupees 10 paisa, and Aldicomp is also looking weak, so one can short that with resistance of 162 rupees.
Friends, even when we look at the Asian markets today, they are also up about 0.5 to 0.75% after putting up a good show over the past couple of days, which is definitely good for our markets. And when we look at the SGX Nifty, it's going to open somewhere around 5300 odd levels, which is an important level both from a short-term technical perspective as well as the fact that from a derivative open interest perspective, we are seeing that it's proving to be an important resistance. So once it crosses that, we can expect a good quick up move in the market. Yesterday's session was pretty good for our markets with almost 1% gain for the Nifty and Sensex, and definitely the limelight was hogged by Reliance Industries, which was up almost 5%. Though there were no major news flow, the feel is that once it has crossed an important resistance of about 760 770 level, it actually can move up to about 820 odd levels, given the strength in the counter and the fact that there could be some more short covering. Talking about today's news flow, friends, we had an extremely good set of numbers reported by Taro, which was acquired by Sun Pharma. So we are suggesting a go long call on Sun Pharma with a stop loss of 657 and a target of about 693 to 705. Also friends, as I talked earlier, Cognizant came out with extremely good set of numbers, and they have maintained their annual guidance at 20%, and for the next quarter they are giving a revenue guidance of 4.5% growth quarter on quarter, which is quite positive, and we believe that this will have some positive implications for the Indian IT companies, and TCS in particular we think one can go long with a stop loss of 1201 and a target of about 1267 to 1285. Sadbhav Engineering, which is a mid cap infra company, has got an order of 378 crore from the Gujarat government. So one can go long on it with a stop loss of 130 and a target of 138 to 142. Escorts reported extremely good set of numbers, and the net profit was actually more than double, and we think that this would have some positive effect on the stock price. So one can go long with a stop loss of 58 and a target of about 60 to 62. Also friends, in a negative development, the global rating from Fitch has actually downgraded the outlook on the Indian retail sector, and the concern there is that the discretionary spending actually may go down, and we are seeing that on the FDI in retail front there is not much of progress. So this could have some short term implications for Pantaloon. One can go short on Pantaloon with a stop loss of 167 and a target of about 160 to 157. That's it from all of us friends on the news front. Have a nice trading session. See you tomorrow at the same time.